Hey guys, hope you're doing good. BobaTalks here once again, as usual, as you can probably tell from the channel name. This video is going to contain a few updates if you haven't already found out through the title. Namely like the filming of Gotham, a certain character that will be returning, and just a couple of other things that I feel like a lot of people have been asking. So guys, Gotham is actually filming next month on July 23rd. Danny Cannon posted on his Instagram saying, filming July 23rd. Yeah, I mean, that's exciting. Expect to see a lot more from, production and stuff like that when they actually start filming. And also, obviously, expect to see quite a few videos from me, or just keep your eyes peeled on the channel a little bit more so than usual, because, we're entering our 5th and final season here, and that is when a lot of cool stuff from behind the scenes and whatnot will be coming out, and you can be damn sure I'll be making videos on them. Also, guys, I can't mention how I know this or whatever. I'm sure you understand, but Echo is returning in season 5. Now, some of you may immediately respond with saying, Boba, that's obvious, or we thought that would happen anyway. But at the same time, maybe you didn't, because Echo, a lot of people, I wouldn't say were disappointed in the character, but for example, I was kind of underwhelmed or wanted more from her this season, last season, when, we were introduced to a character with nothing more than the simple facts that she devoted her life to Jeremiah and was kind of his psychological anchor whilst he was in his bunker for many years. I mean, if you've seen season 4, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. And as the season obviously came to a close, we got her once or twice, but fans were left saying, why wasn't Echo here? Why wasn't Echo in this scene? Why wasn't Echo in that scene? And why wasn't anything explained more about her character? The best I can say with an explanation as to what the hell went on with that is, think about it. There's a lot to film, especially with the last few episodes of season 4, that they probably didn't have enough time. But maybe, as much as I said, they probably shouldn't have introduced her if that was the case, especially with her being a prototype Harley Quinn at the minute. God knows if they're going to actually reveal her name to be Harleen in the 5th season, but that's something else to talk about a little bit later in this video. Maybe now that we know as a fact, I'm just brackets, close brackets, I'm sorry I can't tell you how I know for a fact, but just take my word for it, that she is coming back. We can now understand that, the fact that she'll be coming back in season 5, the Gotham writers or producers or whoever you want to attribute this to knew that, don't worry, we can tease this at the end of season 4 and then bring her back in season 5 for that, final development, or the beginning of her development. And, since it's a 5th and final season, we can just make it up in our heads through there on out if Jeremiah and her are going to be those two special people. And yes, I know John Stevens, executive producer, confirmed that he wasn't the Joker, but if they do not, which I really hope they don't do this, concretely say that in the 5th season, and do something with that Joker character, or just hint that there is a guy out there in the actual show who is taking inspirations, then, as Cameron Monaghan said himself on Twitter, fans can decide. That you can decide in your head if you want Jeremiah to be that guy who fights, and goes back and forth with Batman years to come in the Gotham universe. Despite what the executive producer says, screw that. Like, unless he actually brings out his vision concretely onto screen, like they did in season 2 with the inspiration story arc, which is underlyingly true. But as I just mentioned, if they don't bring that to screen, you decide. Now, of course, at the same time, they might not actually do much of Echo. But one thing that this does, I can't confirm this, but I think it's fairly self-explanatory. Well, at least I hope so. But this I would have bet money on this happening anyway. Cameron Monaghan will obviously be returning in season 5. At least, I'll hold my hands up if I'm wrong, as I always say. But with Echo being in it, it's 5th and final season, only 10 episodes. You would have to think that, it's not going to be Echo marching around on behalf of Mr. Jeremiah Valeska, especially with the things, or, what was, the state the city was left in last season. He is out there in the city. They would have had talks about this beforehand. They would have probably said, hey, Cameron, do you want to come back next season? Don't know how many episodes we're going to get, blah, 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 blah. But, do you want to blah, 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 blah. And he was probably like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So the fact that we're getting Echo back, you would have to think Jeremiah is going to play quite, he's going to be in that season. And then, since there's only 10 episodes, I do wonder how many episodes he'll be in. Because at the same time, Who knows? Will they capitalize on Jeremiah and Ecco in that last season when they've only got 10 episodes left with so much else going on? Do not forget about Man-Bat, Lady Shiva, Mother and Orphan, and Ventriloquist and Scarface, and all the other Batman-y other things that are going on. I do admit, I am left wondering how the heck, they've got like so many colors on the frickin', canvas right now that they are going to paint and present to their audience. It's pretty mad. So I really hope that they don't have too much going on to the point where it's blinding. So I do wonder what they're going to do with Ecco and Jeremiah. I really hope that if there is obviously now going to be quite the Jeremiah arc in season 5, the last season, I hope they're not just going to use Ecco every now and again, being really silent, not saying much, to the point where in the last season we might be left with the fact that, oh, with the exact same of what we saw in season 4, and I really don't want that to happen, because it would be really cool to see more about this character. It'd be really cool to see why she's stuck with Jeremiah. Is she just so devoted that because he changed, she stayed with him simply because she's done so for so long? Does she actually have a little bit of crazy in her as well? Will this all be explored? I really need to know this, and I feel like I'm a bit worried and concerned, and I feel rightfully and justifiably so, because with the amount of things that are going on in season 5, as I just mentioned, it does make you think, how are they going to fit this in? Sure, they're going to fit her in, but are they going to fit a decent amount of Ecco in with actual context and development, character development behind the character? I really hope so, but I would love to know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Obviously, I've got a couple more things to go over, but what you think is going to happen with Ecco in season 5, since we know we're getting her. What are your realistic hopes for the character? And I say realistic because we're only getting 10 episodes and everything else we've got coming this season. And what do you think they should do? I would love to know your opinion. Also, since we do have quite a bit of time left until we get season 5 actually on our screens, I do plan to bring out a separate video of my own ideas as to what they could do, rather than just how I've only briefly gone over that and given you the announcement that she is coming back, and stuff like that. So yeah, keep an eye out for that on the channel. Also, before this video ends, the last piece of news I wanted to bring out, which is related and not so related to Gotham, but you'll see how it does in a second, is that Netflix picked up Lucifer literally right before it was dead. As we all know, Fox cancelled Lucifer. I am personally a really big fan of that show. Some of you may be, some of you may not be. I plan perhaps to bring out a video or two in the last season. I might bring out a renewal video. It did get cancelled. It got axed completely. And then the actors are contracted to not literally find any more work or any more roles and stuff like that, I believe until June 16th. So literally the day before, I think, they announced that Netflix picked up the show. So obviously actors would have to stay in the show and not really move on. So thus we're getting a season 4. Now, the reason why this links to Gotham in this video is because a lot of people are asking me, does this mean that Gotham could hopefully now be picked up for another season, or as Lucifer got axed, the better word be resurrected or revived, since shows do get cancelled. Both these shows have been cancelled and they have now been revived, quite literally. My answer to that is very still likely no. What we know about Gotham compared to Lucifer, just for all of you who are wondering this, is kind of very different. Lucifer got axed and cancelled with the knowledge that they still wanted to go for another season and another season. Gotham, you could argue that, but the problem I see here is that with their announcement that they got renewed for season 5, is that they said it would be the 5th and final season, and they outlined to us that we will be seeing the development of our David Mazouz, Bruce Wayne, into Batman. That just tells me we're not getting any more. The best we could get is more episodes for that season, but yeah. But still, 5th and final season being the key words, and even more highlighted than that, get your highlighter pens out, developing Bruce Wayne as Batman. That literally ends the Gotham prequel show to the Batman world that they were trying to build, unfortunately. Now, unless they wanted to carry on a show with David Mazouz as Bruce Wayne and Batman, which they will develop in this last season, then that show wouldn't really be called Gotham anymore, I don't think. It just wouldn't. You kind of see where I'm going here. So I understand and I completely sympathize as to why people have these hopes and are asking these questions. But trust me, it's not going to really happen in my opinion. As I always say, I'll hold my hands up if I'm wrong. but it's completely different to Lucifer. As I said, Lucifer got picked up where they had plans to carry on. They didn't say this would be the last season. It might be the last season on Netflix with apparently the rumored 10 episodes, but if that does amazingly well, they'll keep it going. But with Gotham, they have announced that, yes, they're finishing the journey. They're kind of fast-forwarding, hyper-spacing Bruce's journey into Batman. They might do that in a cool way, as I've mentioned before, with maybe a bit of a time-jumpy, montagey thing into Darby Mazouz being Batman. But yeah, it ends the Gotham show with Bruce being the Batman. So that is why Netflix or any other network, Gotham isn't continuing. So I'm sorry to say that. And that's not me being negative. It's just me being realistic and trying to just explain to people the way I see things. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this kind of Gotham news updatey video with a bit of opinion and some ideas thrown into it. But as I said, keep an eye out for my future Gotham videos, especially on the Echo and Jeremiah and how I think they could come into the season 5 and what could be happening with them. Subscribe if you're brand new to this channel for more videos just like this. Other than that, I want to say thank you to my patrons. If you want to check out the links in my description to Patreon, my social media, expand that description box. It is all there. Thank you everybody for watching. Honestly, I really appreciate the support. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.